What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the movie podcast. I am Brandon, your host. Alongside me always is Chris. And once again, joining us for this rendition is Andrew Christeson. Thank you very much, Andrew, for being with us again.
Awesome. Glad to be here.
So, today we have an interesting podcast. You may notice Chris, if you're watching this, Chris cannot be seen. He decided to hide behind the mic today.
I'm going to be Wilson.
Wilson from Home Improvement that no one gets. No one understands that reference at all.
If they don't, they shouldn't be watching a
Just
movie
turn
podcast,
this fucking
honestly.
podcast off
Seriously.
right now.
If you don't get the references to certain stuff, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll be like the Rick and Morty of podcasts.
The Rick and Morty, no.
We'll give.
Why is Rick and Morty so popular?
Because people think that they're they want to be smarter than they really are. And so they watch shows that give vague references to stuff. And
So they're watching a really retarded, filthy version of Back to the Future. That's what they're pretty much doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it used to be like the first season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't watched a whole lot of it. I've watched little snippets here and there. It is really annoying that, like, every time I get on Facebook, every single news website is talking about, let's explain this part of Rick and Morty episode 18. Let's explain this part of Rick and Morty episode 18. If you have to have this show explained to you, then you shouldn't be watching it.
Yeah.
Or you should probably just take it as it is.
Have you seen the videos of people doing the reenactments
It's the
or whatever?
dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It is the creepiest and dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It's all women.
It's weird.
It's all women.
It's
It's
weird.
all women.
Some of the tangents we get off on, we may have to explain ourselves to our listeners.
I'll do it. We'll do it. Here, how about this? We'll do a video explaining certain parts of our podcast to people.
I mean, we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, I don't need to explain anything. It's just
Anyway,
I mean,
today's topic is the Transformers.
Transformers. A series of shows, movies, toys,
Comics.
huge for the last 30 some years, or has it been 40 now? Almost, damn near 40, probably. 84. It's been a while.
A long time. That's a lot of source material.
It's a lot of source material. Yeah. Well, I mean, they basically just did the cartoon back in the day, which was the most popular thing.
Well,
probably.
they did the cartoon so that they could
sell toys. Yeah. Which I mean, obviously,
I mean, Hasbro did that with all their shows. All their shows were to sell toys.
Yeah, well, they had some badass. Even the TV series weren't that good back then, but a lot of those cartoons had badass toys.
Oh,
remember Dino Riders?
Yes, yeah.
That had some badass toys. Because I remember, and it worked for me as a kid. Because I remember as soon as we watched that show, I wanted those toys, and of course they showed the toys right in between.
Yeah, that's how it was with Transformers for me.
Yeah, just always the toys. But
I was super big into Beast Wars, and I still kind of am. I still think
it's god awful to watch. Like it's hard to watch because it's so outdated.
Later on, like if you watch the first like 2 seasons of Beast Wars, it's really dated.
Yeah.
But then like the later you get on, the better the animation got.
Yeah.
And it actually gets pretty damn good.
Yeah. Beast Wars was probably my favorite version of Transformers.
Yeah, it's
I think it's because I grew up with it.
It's got pretty high regards in the Transformer community.
Yeah.
Really. Every message board or
like
you get on.
Megatron's an awesome character anyway, and him being a T-Rex was just cool to me.
Yeah. Well, and then
because I was also fascinated with dinosaurs. So
later on, he becomes a dragon.
Yeah,
and that was fucking awesome when he comes out of that volcano as a dragon. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for a Transformers Beast Wars movie, live action. That's what I want.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I just don't want Michael Bay to do it.
No,
never.
I don't want him anywhere near anything ever again.
No.
Just stop making every kind of movie possible. Yeah. And I don't know what for you. You grew up with the old movie and the cartoon.
G1, yeah.
G1, yeah.
I'm all about G1.
G1,
so,
yeah.
I just saw Beast Wars for the first time today. Yeah, so
yeah. Well, yeah. I think it was more of mine and his.
Yeah.
Time. It was just. I don't know. It was because it came in the mid '90s.
Yeah, I think it was 90,
late '90s,
or
something like that. Or it's pretty early, but but that's kind of what we grew up with.
Yeah.
That was about our age, and so that made make more sense that G1 was more.
There was a couple in between G1, but
I don't know if I remember those.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if we would have got all of them.
It wasn't the Headmasters thing, was it?
No.
That was at the end of G1.
Yeah, that was at the end of G1. Then after that, there was a couple. They kept all the same characters from G1 and then just did different stories.
Yeah.
Like they, I don't know. There's so many of them, and there's several that we didn't even get because they were like Asia exclusive. You know.
Yeah. Like they do with a lot of things.
Yeah, they do with a lot of stuff
different, or like slightly different versions. They did that with Power Rangers too. Like the was it the Super Sentai or whatever they called it?
Super Sentai.
Yeah, Sentai, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They had whole different versions over there that we never got.
Oh my god, I seen this one, and I still have yet to watch the full episode. But there's this one that you know what a waifu is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a waifu is? Okay, a waifu is like your whoever if you watch anime or something like that, it's like an anime girl that you love is your waifu. Like if you're sexually attracted to this anime character, then you have this waifu. Well, the Super Sentai, which is the Power Rangers of Japan, they have this one season that this one guy, it's the Red Ranger. His power up is his waifu, like gets molded into his suit, and it's like a shield, and it protects him. It's oh my god, dude.
It's pretty awful.
It was it was so awful that it was good.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird,
but whatever.
I mean, there's really little. I don't know how much you guys have to say on the cartoons or anything like that. I don't know. You know, it's been so long since I've seen the Beast Wars.
Well, I mean, really, there's not much to hate. Like, if whatever I have to say about the cartoons is all good.
Yeah.
Like everything's good.
Yeah, I've watched them, all the G1s recently with my son who's discovering them for the first time, and we both just love them. Animation errors and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which me and Chris were talking the other day. You know, season 2 of Transformers G1's like 50-something episodes, and there's animation errors all over the place because they're just pumping them out left and right.
Yeah. They'll be like three star screens in the same exact frame every time. Like they just didn't care. They had to. It got so popular from the first season that the second season they just had to up the ante. You know, they had to keep making more and more and more.
My favorite mistake is the one where they use Soundwave's voice without the, you know, all the fuss over it, and it's like a bad Barry White. This is what the guy says.
Oh man, I don't. There's a lot of mistakes in it, but at the same time, it's still so good, and like they have a lot of dark undertones for all the Transformers.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say dark. They got a lot of real world issues that they deal with in the Transformers for being such a silly and goofy concept. Even the new ones like what's the new one called? The Rescue Bots. It's like for little kids. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a Nickelodeon show for really little kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And but they're actually showing kids what they should do whenever a disaster hits. Like, they don't actually fight anybody. They go around saving people and stuff.
Yeah.
And they show kids how to, like, what to do in a certain situation, or who to call, or, you know, who should do this job, who should do this job. If you have a fire, you don't call for the police, you call for the fire department. And that's just an example. Like, every one of them deals with real world problems. You know, and we were talking in the movies, in the original cartoon movie, you were saying that that's like the saddest death you've ever.
Yeah.
ever seen on
I think
film.
the only movie I've ever, my wife gets onto me, the only movie I've ever cried over is Transformers, the movie from 1986. I was 7.
How can you not?
Right.
Even as an adult, like I'm like, oh man, I get pretty teared up about Optimus because that's it. They made it super realistic. They made it super hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
They just, I don't know. They did it good for a cartoon. It was unreal. They did it way better than Michael Bay ever even thought of making.
I think you can do more with animated shows anyway. I think there's a lot more to them, and if you really wanted to make it that way, I mean, you can. Look at Batman, the animated series.
True.
Look how like adult oriented that actually was.
True.
It could be both ways.
Yep.
And that's what's so great about even animated movies now.
Oh yeah,
like most of them have way more heart and way more originality to them than.
Yeah.
And that goes for anything, whether it's Disney, whether it's animated movies from the DC universe, from Marvel.
Well,
Marvel not
I
so
love
much,
DC.
but
DC's animated movies are the best.
They really are hands down the best. I mean, and better than almost either side could make. And we've talked about this before, but almost better than anything either side can make in a movie, in a blockbuster live action movie. Yeah. And we can move on to the meat and potatoes, really, and that's the movies, the newer movies. First one come out in 2007. I remember when it was first announced and how excited I was.
Oh, I was pumped.
And how excited everybody was for it.
Oh, man.
I don't know, I'm not even to this day the biggest Transformers fan. But I think I was a bigger fan through Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And I was really, really excited for this, and I watched the old show at that point too.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of. I think I was a fairly good size fan. I'll put it that way of Transformers back in the day. Nowadays, I'm not a the movies have almost ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Really, but I was excited for number one.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember when it came. I know it was 2007 when it came out. I can't remember which. It was a May or it was something.
It was summertime.
It was summertime, yeah. And then Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
He
had to come in and spread
his little LaBeouf shit all over everything.
Sprinkled LaBeouf shit all over
everything.
Another film,
just like he did with what she did later. I think it was after the fact with Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah. He was.
Swinging with monkeys.
He was an accomplice with George Lucas, and
that's why George Lucas should just stay. Like he should sit down and just stay.
Just
step down.
Just retire.
Just don't even. I mean, he hasn't done anything. Don't even try.
No, but it's. I hate Shia LaBeouf. That hate's a strong word. I hate him now.
Yeah.
Back then, I just didn't like him.
Well, I'd seen Disturbia. And I actually like Disturbia. I don't know if you guys watched that one.
Yeah.
You seen Disturbia? Yeah. I actually kind of like Disturbia. And I watched Even Stevens when I was a kid, and that was okay. But I don't know. Like I wasn't a huge. I didn't hate him at that point. But I'm like you. I'm like I don't know about this.
Yeah. My favorite scene with him is in the movie Lawless, where Guy Pearce just whips the snot out of him with a shotgun, and I'm like, get him.
That was that's pretty satisfying. I think he needs that in real life a couple times. He's just such a weirdo.
He will not divide us.
There was a lot of really good scenes in the first one. I remember mostly good, even with the thing, because especially back then you didn't think about it. It was just like, oh, this is pretty neat. Yeah. Especially when they all came down and they all found their vehicles and then they rolled up with him in the alley, and then they all transformed, and then Optimus rolled in, and he transformed last. It was like one of the best moments ever.
Yeah.
I think my favorite scene is the one where they're trying to be inconspicuous in the backyard.
Yeah, that was pretty good, too. Yeah. That was pretty good. The spots in that movie, the action in that movie, were actually pretty good. And most of the action in most of the movies are actually really good.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people complain about the action from them because they can't tell what's going on.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. There are some scenes and especially in the later movies, I think, where it's just the way the Transformers look. In certain angles, when they're in their bot modes, they all look alike. A lot of them look alike.
Especially the Decepticons. They're very chrome.
Right.
I can't tell who Optimus Prime has a hold of.
Yeah, exactly.
Gray metal color.
Just a gray metal. Yeah, and it's just there's moving. I'll give them I'll give them that they're technical, and there's a lot of moving parts. So they did really great with the CGI and the design.
Yeah, they did.
But it's hard for us to see
close-up shots.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's too many close-up shots. You just don't know you can't see what's going on. It's just weird to me.
It didn't have to be that way because the Autobots are very identifiable as to who's who.
I know. Yeah. I don't really know. Seven. It's been so long since I've seen. I don't know. I said 7, but 1. It's been so long. 2007. That's what I was thinking. It's been so long since I've seen 1. I'd have to go back and watch it again. I remember like seeing Megan Fox for the first time, and I was like, "Whoa, who is this?
Yeah.
Who this?" She
went and had plastic surgery.
Then she went and it was in just terrible. And then looking back now, she's been in nothing but terrible movies.
Well, I mean, what do you expect?
But or I should say, she's been terrible in every movie she's been in.
She ruins everything.
She ruins everything.
Just like LaBeouf.
Yeah. God, I didn't think that going forward, one of the hottest chicks would be in a movie would be one of the worst, most annoying characters in a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, she did okay as April in the Turtles movies, but
I hated her.
But it's not.
Hated her.
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely not proud of it.
I'm more serious about when it comes to Turtles. I'm more serious about the source material.
Yeah, right.
Like this, I can forgive because the action's so good.
Right.
And really, I know that sounds bad. I shouldn't say that as, being we're doing critiques of movies on here. I shouldn't say I can forgive a movie being shit for having awesome action. But at the same time, I feel like if a movie is shit, but you enjoy it, then it's not shit.
Well,
it's kind of like having a bad idea. If it's a bad idea, but it works, it's not a bad idea.
Well, I mean, I think you can watch a movie and know that this is bad. This is pretty bad. This is cringe. This is cheap. This is cheesy. I mean,
in preparing for this last night, I was watching some clips because I'd forgotten a lot about it, and I'm just like, this dialogue.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can still enjoy the action. You can enjoy the funny moments of the movie, and all around have an okay experience with it. Yeah. So you lean more towards the you like it column. But there's movies like that. I know that people that don't, that's not very good, and maybe most don't like it, but I love it.
Yeah.
So I think you can. I think you can. I mean, it's subjective anyway, but I think you could still say, well, that was a piece of shit, but I enjoyed it.
Well, and like I was telling Brandon last night, we were talking about Pacific Rim 2. They came out with a trailer for it.
Yeah, looks awesome.
And everybody's gushing all over it.
Yeah.
And I was too, but like I told him, it doesn't matter. You could take Driving Miss Daisy, and you put a giant robot in it, and I'm going to like it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I love giant robots. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's kind of what they're counting on.
Exactly.
I mean,
if it's got a giant robot,
that's why Michael Bay is so successful with these movies, because he caters to 14-year-old boys.
He takes what people
like us,
yes.
At heart.
Yeah. Oh, I'm 14.
You're 14.
I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, I forgot to say something. I'm underage. I got warrants. Yeah, he knows how to cater to the 14-year-old crowd, but I don't even know how 14-year-olds aren't still already pissed at him though, because it's the same formula.
They are there's a lot.
There's got to be
the majority of people in the world do not like Michael Bay movies.
Yeah,
but they keep giving him movies because he keeps making them money. Until he stops making them money.
Well, there's no impulse control over people that see Transformers.
No.
If it was something new, it'd be different.
I watched the last one.
Yeah.
The last night. And everybody I've told about it, I've said it is a steaming pile of shit. But you know what? It's a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Right.
And another thing that it does is not only does it have giant robots, it also brings in Knights of the Round Table, which is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes a bunch of really cool stuff, mixes it all together, makes a jumbled up mess.
Yeah.
And it's not good, but it's still enjoyable because the stuff that's in it.
Yeah.
Like the visuals of it are amazing.
You know what the biggest thing about all of them? I mean, I think I remember more of one, but I cannot remember a damn thing that happens in any of them.
Really?
Like, I mean, I remember a little bit. I'll take that back. I remember a couple scenes from each of them, but I don't.
Optimus!
There's virtually no plot to any of them, or there's like 17 plots in one movie. Either way,
that's the worst part of the new one.
Yeah,
it's got so many.
I hadn't watched it yet because I know that like I'll watch it eventually, but I know that this is not like I'm not going to like this.
Yeah.
Or I might like the action.
Well, and Marky Mark, man, he just...
That's what I was going to ask. How's he? Because I haven't seen the later movies.
He doesn't actually act a lot in this. Like, he doesn't...
So pretty much normal for Mark?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's not bad, but he's not good.
Right.
I mean, he's just kind of there.
Right. Well, he was getting paid probably a shit ton of money, but I mean,
yeah, I guarantee.
But no one understood what it was about from what I hear when they watched it. So, I mean, I'm sure he didn't even understand it. He was probably just in there doing his thing, and that was it.
Well, I mean, I got what they were getting at with it, but at the same time, I pay attention to movies a lot more than the average moviegoer does.
Right.
So, I can see how
you're not a total filthy casual.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you just actually take it for what it is.
But I was hyper. I was super self-aware while I was watching it because I'm like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
This is absolute.
This is absolute trash.
Trash.
Acting.
Like I got up to go pee and I didn't feel bad. Like most movies, I'm like, ooh, I better pause this, or I'll just hold it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll hold it till the movie's over. This, I'm like, yeah, I can go pee.
I'll go pee. Yeah, I'll take a piss.
Did you consider it the worst one?
No, not even by far.
See, that's a hard one. I think that's hard because all of them are so much the same, and some of them and most of them are so bad that it's kind of hard to decide what I think the worst one is.
Well, I have to say, now I'm getting a brain fart. Which one is it that has the giant devastator at the end, where they're in Egypt?
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, Revenge of the Fallen, the second one.
Okay.
That would be mine too. To me, that is by far the worst.
Now, is that the one? That's the one with the old ancient Asian Transformer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is like, and I know that was a lot of things that people complain about it nowadays, being so racist or so stereotypical.
They've got the two Mexican cars too.
Yeah. Well, there were two, like speaking like perfect Ebonics.
Oh yeah.
You know, like pretty much.
Who was it? Was it? I think it was Jazz.
Was it Jazz?
Jazz and maybe Sideswipe too.
Yeah.
Were pretty well.
There's a lot of stereotypical stuff, and I'm usually not the one that complains about that crap. But I mean, that's
like
it's pretty blatant.
The samurai car has like an old Asian guy's face.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
It's pretty stereotypical. Like that's pretty bad. Like you're not even trying. I mean, I think it's funny, somewhat. Cause I think that's what's so funny about it. It's cheesy, but at the same time, I understand that's not going to sit well with some people. Yeah. Well, it's not even so much because it's offensive to me. Obviously, I'm white.
Yeah.
But I think it's the lack of trying.
Yeah.
Really, it's just the lack of trying. It's like you're blatantly just trying to be an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I can understand Jazz maybe speaking Ebonics, but Sideswipe, I mean, he's just in the cartoon. He was a vain.
It may have not been him, but I'm thinking that it was. I'm thinking that it was Jazz and Sideswipe that were very, very African.
I'm trying to think of what happened in 3.
Dark of the Moon. It showed.
I know it. Yeah, I know it. Yeah,
that was.
And they got the new actress, the blonde British chick that
and
replaced Megan Fox because of all the issues.
It was LaBeouf's last movie.
Yeah.
That was the one where we went to the moon. It showed us in the 60s going to the moon because of the... we found out that the Autobot spacecraft landed, or like crash landed there.
Oh, on the other side,
we went up there, and the Russians stole a fuel cell, or I don't know. It wasn't very good, but it was better than
Well, it was the
number
same
2.
plot. They wanted something, and the humans either had it or something. Transformers had to defend it.
And if I may, I think the worst part of the live action Transformers movies is they focus way too much on humans.
Oh yeah,
Every
for sure.
single thing.
That's
about
my
it
biggest
revolves around
bugaboo
humans.
about it.
And they shouldn't.
No,
They shouldn't.
no.
It should be all about the Transformers.
Even in
That's why
like
I'm
Megatron and Optimus Prime, even in their scuffles when they're talking about humanity and the humans and how they feel, and like no one gives a shit. You're way bigger than them.
Yeah.
Like this shouldn't even have them in it.
And that's the thing. And you hit the nail right on the head with that. You know, these two have been fighting for an eternity.
Right.
I mean, they've been fighting for thousands of years, and now all of a sudden they're fighting over humans? No.
Well, that's their way to try to get you emotionally invested in the characters, but then they don't invest any dialogue or any plot, so it's all for naught anyway.
Right.
I don't know. It's super lazy. Is what it is. Absolutely. It's super lazy. Yeah. Everything he does is super lazy. And I know I might be riding him pretty hard here.
Because isn't the Benghazi movie pretty good that he did? I haven't seen it.
I heard it was amazing. I haven't watched it either.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Hours?
Yes, it was very good.
Yeah.
I remember watching. I just all of a sudden I couldn't think of the name, but it's very good.
So we know he's fairly competent at some point.
He knows what he's doing at certain types of movies, but when it comes to these old school comic book or cartoon era shows, he's it's a popular saying and it's kind of cliche at this point, but he's he runs them. Yeah. He's running people's childhood. That's usually what you hear. Yeah. And like I said, that might seem dramatic, but it's not any further from the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, really. He's not doing anything. He's not doing Transformers any favors anymore. The first one was good enough, but you have to move on. You cannot keep going. And he was just riding the wave and collecting money. And that's what everybody seems to be doing now with most of their movies.
Yep.
And there's some things that I'm good with that on, and some things I'm not.
Yeah.
Like there's some things. I think that if it was the right formula, I think it would be okay. And you just, swapped out a few things and you changed it up just enough, then, and you probably have it a little bit more of a break and not push them out every year or 2 or 3. Maybe have every 4 or 5 years you push another one out.
Yeah.
But there's some, and I say that, but I like slasher films, so I like the same old thing out of them. But that's just what you expect out of that. I think, like I said, if the formula was right, I would be more okay with it. But they didn't really have it. It seemed cool when you watched it, the first one, and then after a little while you sit on it for a little while. You think in hindsight, well, this is not as good as it really could have been, and they just never fixed it.
Yeah,
they just never went on from there.
Keep going on and on.
Yeah, so really they're rocking the same formula that doesn't work, as opposed to rocking the same formula that does work.
Yeah,
and I understand trying to make money, but now you're just blatant. You don't give a fuck about anything, or about anybody and their feelings. You don't give a shit about the fans and how they feel.
Well, and they keep killing off everybody's favorite characters.
Yeah. How many times does the main Transformers have to die?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like how many times we have to see that because before it loses it loses the effect.
Well, and they started that with the cartoons.
Oh, I know, but
they would kill. Optimus has died fucking 18,000 times.
Yeah,
I added it up personally. It was 18,001, I think.
Yeah, all the way up until the beginning of this podcast, he was still counting.
Have you guys seen the G1 cartoon from season 3 where they bring him back like zombie Optimus Prime?
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Well, see, there's, on Transformers Prime, which is a newer cartoon, which is amazing. It's awesome. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's won 4 or 5 daytime Emmy awards because it's so good. Mm-hmm. It really is awesome. But Megatron found a way. I don't remember how he did it now. But he found a way to bring all these Transformers back to life. But they come back as zombies, and they're just like brain dead zombies, just going after anything and everything. It's awesome. It's awesome because like there's just hordes of all these Transformers that have been dead for thousands of years, like climbing up out of the ground and coming after everybody. It's pretty freaking cool.
There you go, Michael Bay in 2019.
Yeah.
Oh no, see, they've already got plans. They've already got plans for it's going to be a Bumblebee standalone.
Oh.
In 2019, I think, and then after that will be Transformers. How many of us got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be Transformers 6 after the Bumblebee standalone. And one of them, I'm pretty sure it's the Bumblebee movie. John Cena is supposed to be in it. So there's one sellout with a whole series.
I already don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean,
I honestly do not care.
They might end up making it good, but
Can't see me. I'm a robot in disguise.
I heard that they were having troubles, like early production, because they're trying to find a camera that can actually like pick him up on TV.
Yeah. They had to make whole new equipment, which is going to add about $100 million to the budget, probably. Thanks a lot, John Cena.
Yeah,
you ruined something again.
Yeah, I can see.
Or is he innovating? I don't know. That's innovating. Here's the thing: if I'm really like struggling to sit down and watch this new one with Mark Wahlberg, who I actually like, then how am I going to sit down and watch John Cena in the new one? How am I going to find?
To me, they're kind of the same guy.
They are very similar to the same guy.
Wahlberg can change. He can do good.
Yeah, and Cena can okay too, I guess.
Yeah, Cena can too.
He can be kind of funny.
Yeah, he can be. His improv, like his comedy, like improv,
it's pretty good.
Is hilarious.
I wish
he would.
How
well he does.
I kind of wish he'd sit back a little bit though. Like I'm just so sick of seeing him with wrestling and everything. Yeah. I just kind of don't want him in the spotlight. I know that's
a lot of people are like, who?
I don't what.
You know, there's got to be a lot of people that are like, who? John Cena?
There's no way that people do not know who John Cena is at this point in time.
I guarantee you, if you ask my mom and dad who John Cena is,
wow. You're talking about old people.
My mom will be like, well, I think he was on the
Okay, anybody who's not living in the country that's above the age of 50 knows. Right. Anybody below the age of 50 who's not living in the country knows who John Cena is. If you know who Hulk Hogan is, you know, and The Rock at this point, you know who John Cena is.
But my mom and dad, they've watched the new Transformers.
Well,
you know what I mean?
No.
So that's you got to take that into.
Well, they'll just know they'll know who John Cena is after they watch Transformers 6.
I'm sure my mom and dad
6, 7, 8.
That John Cena in the new Transformers, he was all right.
Yeah.
And then I'll just hate him.
And then you'll disown your parents and never talk to them. Oh, I can't handle this. I'm not coming to Thanksgiving. Really spiteful and shitty. Fuck you.
I don't like you because you like a wrestler that
I hate. Yeah. Yeah,
that's how we are, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's how we are.
Yeah.
As
I said, we're not pushing 30. We're going on 14.
Wrestling fans, man, it doesn't matter how old you are. You are still, if you're a wrestling fan, then you're a child.
Just wait, buddy. In 10 years, we're gonna have Roman Reigns in movies.
Oh, I can't wait. I hope they start tomorrow.
He's gonna Superman punch everybody in movies.
He's gonna Roman Reigns is gonna spear everybody.
Yeah, he's gonna
put him in a Transformers movie. He'll spear.
He's gonna super. That's his Transformers power. He's gonna Superman punch him.
Take the Matrix of leadership.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is my yard now. Good Lord. So case in point, Transformers sucks and Michael Bay's terrible. Yeah. It's really just I was really expecting to get into it more, but as we sit here and talk about it, it's all just negative. Like I can't think of anything.
It's not all negative. I mean, we could talk about. Who's your favorite Transformer?
Optimus Prime.
Ooh.
I know that's probably like most people's favorite.
It's a cop-out.
It's kind of a cop-out. Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't say Bumblebee because I think that's worse.
Yeah, it is worse.
Soundwave.
Soundwave's pretty awesome.
I asked him earlier, and as soon as he said Soundwave, I was like, God damn!
Yeah,
I knew it.
Soundwave.
He's like top 3 for me.
Soundwave's awesome.
Design is amazing.
Soundwave's pretty awesome. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I think I had a Soundwave toy when I was little. I think I did.
That's freaking awesome. The Cyclops.
If I got to go Autobot, I've got an unpopular opinion. I like Hot Rod just from the movie.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, here's the thing with Hot Rod. I don't like Hot Rod. I like Hot Rodimus.
Hot Rodimus?
Yeah, Rodimus. Yeah. Hot Rodimus.
Rodimus Prime.
I did like him because I just remember the first time I seen him when he took matrix of leadership, and he got like 3 times bigger all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I thought, man, that's freaking awesome.
I will say I like
big robots getting even bigger. That's
I like
awesome.
I like classic Optimus Prime because I love big rigs. Like I love those trucks. I love that.
Yeah.
And I loved, and that's one thing I loved about the new one is it was kind of like a Peterbilt basically.
Yeah.
And that's what I love because I mean the old flat nose was pretty cool, but
yeah, it was.
But I like the other one better. I like the newer one better. However, Megatron in Beast Wars is my favorite from Beast Wars, just because he's a T-Rex, and that's like I love dinosaurs back when I was a kid.
Megatron, I gotta give it a tie because I love Megatron, but I also love Starscream.
Starscream, yeah, Starscream's pretty good.
But in every single adaptation of Transformers, I love Megatron, and I can't say the same for Starscream.
Yeah.
So I gotta give it to Megatron.
Yeah.
Because there's several ones of the Starscream that I don't like. I don't like. I'm not a big fan of the Starscream from Transformers Prime cartoon, and I'm not a big fan of Starscream from Beast Wars. So, there you go. I gotta give it to Megatron.
I have to say,
and if I'm gonna give it, if I have to say my favorite good guy, Grimlock, the T-Rex, the Dinobot.
Yeah.
He's friggin' awesome. And he's friggin' awesome in the new one too. Yeah, in the new I think it's just called Transformers Robots in Disguise.
Voiced by the same actor?
Newer.
I would think he'd have to be.
I think so. But yeah, he's there's only in the new Robots in Disguise, the first, as far as I've made it watching it anyway, I have to say, there's just Bumblebee, and then 2 new ones, and then him. So he's the only 2, or those are the only 2. Him and Bumblebee are the only 2 that are the original characters that are in this show. So, but anyway, yeah, he's pretty freaking awesome in this.
Yeah,
he plays a pretty big role, and he's a dinosaur in it too.
Yeah,
big T-Rex.
That's what I love about the dinosaurs a lot more.
Like he sits on people, and they do like he. His main or his biggest like fighting move is something splash. He just jumps way up in the air and then lands down on him, and then he laughs about it.
It's like a fat guy wrestler.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's like what was his name? Earthquake.
Yeah,
he's like Earthquake and Typhoon. Just sits down on people.
Just sits down on people and pins.
Hard times, Daddy.
Yeah, hard times.
It's a hard time, Daddy.
We got these fat guys out here sitting on everybody.
So really, the only positive is the Transformers themselves. I mean,
that's the problem with the movies.
Yeah,
they don't want to focus on the Transformers.
Yeah, I think we can fix these Transformer movies like going forward. Even though this is not going to happen now, but I think going forward, the biggest thing we can do is, one, get rid of all the fucking explosions. Like, I don't think there needs to be as many explosions. You could probably cut them in half and there'd still be plenty of explosions. 2, I think everyone needs a little bit more of a unique design. I want to be able to tell everybody apart easily.
Yeah.
You can simplify it just a little bit, but not go crazy cheesy.
Yeah.
2, or 3, you need to get rid of all the fucking close-ups in slow motion.
Yeah. Somebody needs to tell Michael Bay that whoop 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 sounds a lot like whoop whoop whoop.
Yeah, the sound effects.
And I do that all the time. So you know what it sounds like? It sounds like, oh man, the crab from Futurama.
Oh yeah, I can't. I don't remember. I don't watch Futurama.
I don't. You know what I'm talking about though.
But every fucking movie he has that. He has a slow down moment and that noise. Every movie. Turtles is the worst.
Had that sound.
Yeah. Why?
That's Transformers.
Yeah. Why? But why Transformers? Why does it have to be Transformers still? It just needs to be done.
Is that his Wilhelm scream?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, and see, I think he's embraced it. he's embraced it that people don't like that. Because at the very beginning of the new one, like the very, very beginning, whenever the studio logo comes up, it makes that sound.
Yeah.
I think he's doing it just to piss people off.
I kind of like that.
Honestly, if he is, then that pisses me off more.
See, if he
that
is,
just because that confirms exactly what I said earlier.
If he is, it makes me like him more.
Oh, I hate it. I know, because we don't want him around. He's just going to ruin shit.
I don't want him around, but at the same time,
in your face.
Yeah, if he's
yeah,
in
fuck
your
you
face,
if you don't like me, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because they're paying me a lot of money and I ain't going nowhere, kind of
well,
thing.
he kind of said that the last time.
Yeah.
The last time some critics really got on his case about it.
Which is why no one should go watch the goddamn thing. But it will happen. But no one should go watch the thing because they're just kicking you in the nuts every time, and they're openly doing it as a joke. It's not funny anymore. It's not funny. To me, it's not funny. I want to enjoy something that I liked when I was a kid.
Yep.
And I can't do that right now because there is not a plot. There is just not a style, a way they shoot it. They don't do the coloring right. They don't do anything right. None of it is appealing to me at all anymore. And I want to watch a good Transformers movie, but I can't. I can't get behind it.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest concern, and it won't change going forward.
Yeah.
But if they get rid of that and they get rid of humans altogether,
that's what
I don't want one human.
That's why
in the movie.
I think a Beast Wars movie would be the shit.
Yeah,
I think it would be awesome because there wouldn't be humans, or I guess there was cavemen in.
I don't want to be any
cartoon,
of it.
But
I don't want to be any. I don't want to be any human whatsoever.
We don't need humans.
We don't need humans. Just use it all.
I'm not there to watch humans. I don't give a fuck what Shia LaBeouf's doing this week.
No, and I don't care. You can put the biggest, baddest actor in there.
Yeah, you can put The Rock in there.
You can put my favorite actors in there. I don't care. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
I don't want to see it.
Now, I will give one caveat. If it was just like a whole bunch of Playboy models all in underwear, I would watch it with the humans. And I got to be honest.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that sex sells.
And I would not put that past Michael Bay.
Oh, he'll straight up.
I would not.
Well, you can't put it past Michael Bay. Look what he's done to all the women in all the movies.
He has sexualized every woman.
He's sexualized every movie, and we love it.
Yeah,
we love it.
Yeah, we eat it up.
We eat it up.
Everybody eats it up, and then they complain about it later on.
We're
doing right now.
Oh, how terrible it is! Well, no, we're not complaining because he sexualized them. We just mentioned that he sexualizes them. We're not complaining. Everybody, the women are complaining about it. The social justice warriors are complaining about it.
Yeah.
And that's hindsight. That's like, oh, look. Yeah. Since 2007, no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
Because that was a different time. 10 years have changed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
In the last 2 or 3 years, everyone's just, oh, God, look what he's doing to all the women. Oh, my woman.
I kind of feel like this has become Foppish Dandy's Dark of the Podcast.
It is Dark of the Podcast. Yeah. Oh, well, I'll find something to complain about. Every time. I will make it.
That's all critiquing is.
I know.
That's all it is.
I mean,
what people don't understand.
We could have talked about more in-depth things about Transformers, and instead we just sit here and complain about it. So, I don't know. I don't really think I've got anything more to add, to be honest. How about you guys?
I've said everything I want to say.
Yeah. A man of few words over here. You got anything to close out with?
No. Not really. I love the cartoon movie. Kind of like the first movie a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like I said, the first movie's about the best. That's all you can really say about it. I mean, to be honest, I really think so. I don't know. I know it won't change going forward, but that's what they would need to do to change it for me to actually like them.
Yeah.
So if they can get some more cool animated series going or some kind of film or something, then that'd be awesome. It's kind of, and it's run the same route as every other TV show from back then. They can't make good video games. They can't make anything else. I mean, they made good toys, but nothing else just can seem to catch on with these kind of shows. So, but I think we're going to cut this a little short because this is just pissing me off more than anything. This is more pissing me off more than anything. So on a lighter note, Andrew, thank you again for joining us.
Yes, absolutely.
He will be here again soon. We will be doing a Friday the 13th special, and I don't know what we're going to be talking about yet. Probably Friday the 13th. No, we're teasing, but yes, we'll be talking all things Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
because
that's probably going to have to be a two-parter.
Yeah, probably so. And that's one thing, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because that's one thing I can watch the same formula over and over again, and because you expect that. So once again, guys, we appreciate you listening to us. So thank you again, Andrew, and I think we're going to get out of here.
Let's roll out.